Welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week of March 31st through April 6th. And we are officially in our first full Mercury retrograde of the year, no longer in Earth signs like they have been for the past 2 years. No, we are moving out of that and moving into fire sign Mercury retrogrades, which I'll tell you, the Earth sign ones were difficult. It just kept feeling like everything was delayed, nothing was getting done. It was just really frustrating. Fire sign Mercury retrogrades are going to blow it up to make sure it gets fixed. So that's a good thing, but it can be kind of a scary and maybe even a little bit of an overwhelming thing at the same time. So, of course, the extra patience is always necessary. Especially if you are, let's get everything done and I don't want delays at all. Virgos, I've already seen the issues where the phones aren't working and the internet keeps going out and the computer's glitching and blah, blah, blah. All of those kind of Mercury retrograde difficulties, challenges that take place. And we've only hit the shadow period so far. So those things are going to happen, unfortunately. So basically, a little extra patience, a little extra time is always good. Making sure that you have a little bit extra time on your deadlines and you're not necessarily, trying to get at things at the last minute all the time, if that makes sense. Now, we also continue to have Juno in Virgo, and Juno is focused on the mind and ideas and how the mind works, and it's retrograde. What I love about this actually is that with Virgos being such a social sign, of course, I've actually seen both kinds of Virgos, very introverted Virgos and very social Virgos, for the most part, more social than introverted. Because Virgo tends to be a very social sign, this Juno being retrograde, Juno's all about how we relate to others. And it kind of feels like, because it's focused on the mind and it's your own ideas and it's your own what it is that you want to do, I feel that this week is actually a great hermit week for you guys. It's a good time to really disconnect from everybody so that you can focus on where you want to go from here. And it's really important to sit down and really think about that occasionally because Virgos, I know one in particular who's been doing this for a few years. They go and they talk to somebody and they go, that's a great idea. I'm going to go do that for a living. And then they talk to somebody else and they go, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that for a living. And it's a constant mind change and nothing is ever getting resolved because we're just still coming up with ideas. This week is a really good time for those types of Virgos to take a step inside of themselves to really understand, really say, what is it that I want to do? What am I pulled to do? What is my calling in life? What is it in life that I just really want to put my energy into and focus everything into that one thing? And it's okay if you don't come up with a plan right away. If you don't know right away, it's okay as long as you keep checking in with you in terms of what you feel is your calling or what you feel is what really resonates with you in terms of what it is that you want to do with your life. And 9 times out of 10, I just have to say this, 9 times out of 10, we already know what that calling is. We've always known what that calling is. We avoid it because we are afraid of it. We avoid it because we don't want to do it. We avoid it because we love it, yes, and that's why we don't want to make a career out of it because we are afraid that we're not going to love it because we do it all the time, right? Either way, there could very well be something that has been hanging over you all this time, and you know what the answer is. You just don't want to pull the trigger on it because of some underlying fear there. So, if that is you, and if you are that Virgo, stop talking yourself out of it because it's happening for a reason. It's still there. It still comes up over and over and over again for a reason. It's very interesting because I can't tell you how many times I talk to people on the phone. And they'll say, no, I don't want to learn mediumship, for example. I don't want to learn mediumship because I already, see these spirits and stuff like that. And if I take your class, I'm just going to be inundated by dead people all the time, which of course that's not what my class is about. My class is to help you um, deal with having that ability and put some boundaries on it so you're not inundated with dead people all the time. And so, or they'll say, yeah, I mean, it just happens every once in a while, but no, 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 no. I don't want to learn to do more. I'm terrified because of this and that and other thing. And then I start to explain how I teach people how to protect themselves. And they go, oh, okay, I guess that would be necessary information. But I still don't want to do it all the time. I said, okay, but I teach you how to flip the switch on and off. Yes, I want to connect. No, I don't want to connect. Oh, well, that might be useful information too. You see, a lot of times when something is just a part of us and we don't understand it fully, we avoid it like the plague instead of going out of our way to learn a little bit more about it. And in some cases it's hard. You don't find the right resources and it does get confusing. And so I do understand that that does happen a lot, but you keep looking until you find the right resources, or you ask your guides to send the person that's going to help you to you, or send you to the person that can help you. That way, you become a little bit more comfortable with it rather than it being overwhelming and you hiding from it all the time, if that makes sense. So that's what I have for you guys this week. The almighty, all-powerful, all-knowing Virgos out there. You all know what your special thing is. You just have to embrace it. And let me just say this, because a lot of people do not realize this, okay? Doing what I'm doing is my calling. Am I the best at it? Am I the worst at it? It doesn't matter, really. And it took me most of my life to be able to sit here and say it doesn't matter whether this person thinks I'm great at it and this person doesn't, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. What matters is that accepting this calling took me most of my life because there was a lot of fear around it. The more you accept it, the more you gradually just kind of sort of get comfortable with it. And there's still a lot of things about it that freak me out. That's okay. I'm working on that, and I'm constantly working on that. And sometimes I don't feel like working on it, so I don't. We're all human beings. And really, I think that the biggest lesson here for all of us is, are we using our human abilities for or against ourselves? And that's a really important question that you may want to ask yourself. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my Coffee link. Really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic, and I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys, I got all my money on you guys, right? You guys make it a great week, and I will see you next week.